You. All right. And welcome to our master class. Marilyn Mulder here from Northwest Iowa. I've known Seth Mulder, what is it, probably 10 years, because I've been with this company 10 years, but he is a fantastic entrepreneur and he's an author, and he has actually left corporate America, started a company, a seamstress clothing company, right? Two successful clothing firms. Then you were invited into network marketing and you killed it. You just went full steam ahead, built a huge organization, became in the $1 million earner. But what I found fascinating is Seth was on a training this weekend with, is called Ascend. It was with Deb Erickson, and she does neurotool training, out of the box, kind of retraining your mindset to focus on a new story. And let's face it, we're all raised with lots of different stuff going on in our lives, right? And maybe we're told a certain way to act when we grow up, or whatever it was about our past. And let's face it, no matter what, how successful we are in life, we have a certain story that we've been telling ourselves and maybe have heard from some other people our whole life. And maybe it's time to tell ourselves a new story and start over, no matter what port we are in life, what success level. But Seth has built mammoth organizations. And like I said, he's a master trainer, published author. You can catch him on Clubhouse. He's a lot of fun to listen to. And he's also, his greatest accomplishment is in his faith and his family and his beautiful wife, Stephanie, and his 10 children. So he has a quite a legacy that he's working on leaving to his family and friends, and to all of us, you know, with corporate, the organization that we're in. We're learning so much from him. And he is just an incredible trainer. And so I just wanted to pick his brain and have him share with us kind of after the training that some of us that are on this call, were on that training with Deb, and some of us have tried, dabbled in her programs before. And, you know, regardless of what you think of, you know, the training that she offers, I do know that no matter what we use to, you know, kind of help us through this journey that we're on in life with business, we all have a certain mindset. And whether that's keeping us where we're at, or pulling us back, or moving us forward, let's all agree that we have a certain mindset that we can all learn and work on expanding and maybe moving us to the next level. So Seth, before you leave me and have to leave and get on another call. Oh, you're muted. I can unmute you. There. Whoop. Unmute.
Oh, there I go. Now I'm just, am I playing around? Am I just being, no, I had to grab a book from the bookshelf because I know we're going to talk about this. So I'm so excited to be with you. I appreciate your energy. I appreciate your leadership. And I'm excited to be with each one of you today for the next, 90 minutes, just kidding, for about 15 minutes, because I'm here for you. And I want, is my deep desire that you live the life that you want to. That's really important. That's important for each one of us. That's like the purpose of life, right? So, and my business and Life Advantage is a way that I can help people do that. It's this amazing service ministry for-profit business. So, Marilyn, grateful to be here, and I'll go where you want me to go.
Well, I just wanted to, if you can share a little bit about your story. I mean, and then I guess the main thing is why a successful millionaire like you that's built a mammoth organization, so successful, an author, an entrepreneur, and I know you said a while back you were laying in bed till 11 in the morning, didn't want to get out of bed. I mean, if that happens to somebody as successful as you, then I'm not going to beat myself up if I feel stuck some days, because I've been doing 10 years and I sometimes get a little hard on myself and think, okay, why am I not moving forward? And I want you to share with us, it's okay, and what you went through and what you changed and why you sought out Deb's training, or what was it that clicked with you to get you unstuck? Because now you're like killing it, mister.
I am happy. I am so happy. I'm full of more joy. Now, I was happy back then when I was in the fetal position. It was past 11 o'clock in the morning, by the way, that I was laying in bed in the fetal position, frustrated, just depressed, you know? Now, here's the nice thing about being a Pro 10 and doing that. I can pay for my counseling. Like, I can get really good counseling because I've got that nice leveraged income coming in. But all joking aside, we all grow and we all contract. We all ascend and plateau. We all stumble and fall down, every single one of us. And you know what one of my messages is? Good. It's good that you fall down, because then you learn. If you never fell down, you would never develop muscles that could pick you up from the ground back to being upright. It's part of it. I play a lot of basketball. I love basketball. I was up this morning, 6 a.m., running for 2 hours. And then after everybody left, I was the last one to turn the lights off in the gym because I had to do my reps, like the reps that make me good when I go to play basketball, right? My going to playing isn't my workout. And you've all heard of Michael Jordan. By the way, Michael Jordan wasn't my favorite guy. Okay. I had other players, but I respected his accomplishments. And I respected the fact that he beat my teams. Why? He wasn't the biggest. He wasn't the fastest. He wasn't the strongest, but he had a mentality that he wanted to make a contribution. He wanted to live his dream. Do you know that he took 964 game winning, potentially, shots in his career from high school through the end of his NBA career? 964. We celebrate him as being amazing, but we don't talk about how he missed 800 of those shots. He only made 164 of those game-winning shots, folks.
Wow.
What if you took that kind of grit? Now, he didn't go around saying, that's all right, that's okay, I'm going to miss another one another day. I mean, he wasn't like that. It wasn't this fake, I'm going to have this positive mental attitude and it's okay. No, he wanted to make 100. He wasn't satisfied with 164. He wanted 165. But in order to be a champion, you must experience the entire journey. And that's my message for you is you are worthy and you deserve grace. You deserve grace. So I totally accept my fetal position, in bed more than one day, just so frustrated and stuck. And I was Master Pro 10. I mean, I built 3 massive organizations in this industry that have probably generated well over $1 billion in sales. And 20 years later, this is my 20-year anniversary, by the way. 20 years ago, September, I enrolled and signed my first distributor agreement. I've done this for 3 companies. Okay. And still today. In fact, I talked to my old mentor, my first mentor, single mom, 4 kids, rah, rah, go women. That's why I'm a champion for women's business. That's my mission in this industry and in the business world at large, is to champion and support women in business and life. That's why I'm here. That's why Stephanie is here. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're tooling up. That's why I'm doing all this mindset training. So there I am. I'm curled up. I'm in the fetal position. I'm stuck. Why? I'm making great money. I'm traveling the world. I just enrolled somebody who's now a Pro 8. I mean, what's wrong? It's not fast enough, or it's the other 333 days that I don't enroll. Sorry about that. My phone's going. Can you imagine my phone's going off? I'm actually going to turn this on. This will be fun because it's actually my son. It's my 16-year-old son who's trying to get a hold of me, and we're going to put it on airplane mode. He's next door. He can walk home. God gave you legs. Use them. But it was the other 335 days of the year where, I wasn't enrolling big, and I thought I could be. I thought I should be, right? So I I sought out some help. I realized that I need to do something different. I want to live my life to the fullest. You master pro 10 and you're not living your life to the fullest, then why am I even doing this? Caution, stop. I love my life. I love what I've accomplished. I love that today, I'm going to get a little cheeky with you. I love that today I've cleaned up throw up a couple of times. I've bathed 2 young girls in the middle of the day because one's not feeling well and the other's not feeling well and has an upset stomach. And then one peed their bed. We're going to just, it's like this, like, what is it really like to be in my house, right? During their nap at 4 years old, right? And so who's cleaning that up? And, dealing with teenagers who are trying to homeschool and who are frustrated that they have to do anatomy and they actually have to, I have to be the teacher. That's hard. And I was interrupted no less than 87.5 times today when I was striving to change the world, right? And I had to make lunches and dinners, right? And holy cow, would I want where I was before? I wanted to be a be-at-home dad. And I am. I'm living that life. I don't want to be in the tallest building in this valley, in a black glass building on the 7th floor with a $2+ billion New York Stock Exchange company. I wanted this life. But when you're not able to create what you want to create, it gets frustrating, right? No matter what level you're pro 0, pro 100, right? So I started to seek for some help, Marilyn. That's what I did. And I needed to be challenged. I needed somebody to challenge me outside of my current thinking. And so I met a little divine intervention. I was looking at a couple of options and I met with this lady named Deb Erickson, and she started talking about the ICANN Institute. She reached out to me because I was talking in Clubhouse about my mission to help support and champion women in business. She's like, I got to meet this guy, because aren't there many guys out there saying that, right? And I'm always telling the other guys, listen, you're not a man. You're not my market. I don't care if you join. But if you're smart, you will. Because if you realize what I know, that the next 10 years will be impacted in the world of business by women more than men. And it's probably longer than 10 years, really. But people can't even think past, 10 minutes. So 10 years is a long time. I'm not going to go 20 years. And so we started talking, and we started talking about programming. Here's what I realized. I'll kind of condense it down. What really helped me is I started meeting with her and seeing some of the tools she put together. I was thinking, wow, this is stuff that I strive to teach that I'm still trying to learn myself, right? And I will tell you, I've primarily built my business by just gutting it out. Like I don't know how many times I really enjoyed inviting over the years, right? It's been hard. It's hard for me. So as a Master Pro 10, is it hard to pick up the phone? Yeah, it is. I'm telling you, that's how it is for me. May not be for other people, but I think that's how it's been for me, because rejection really hurts. Because deep down inside, because some experiences I've had in my life, I really question my worthiness. And I really struggle to answer that question of I am, or to finish that sentence, I am worthy. I am enough. I'm lovable, right? I am, insert all these things. And so I was looking to reach with Deb to help me change some of that programming. Here's what you should understand, that most of us are focused on the results. Way too soon, by the way. It's like, I'm going to start playing basketball. I'm going to start doing more shot reps, right? I'm going to practice my shot more. And then it's like, next game I go out and I expect that I need to be like the GOAT, right? That doesn't work like that. It doesn't need to work like that. We need to realign our expectations. Another way to put that is we need to tell ourselves a different story. You are where you are today, right now, experiencing what you're experiencing because of the stories that you are telling yourself. Dr. Shad Helmstetter said it decades ago in his book, What You Say When You Talk to Yourself. This book, when I first read it, when did I first read this? It's been probably within the last 10 years. It's been since LifeVantage. Okay. I don't know when it was. It's maybe 6, 7 years ago. Transformative. But I never put it into as much practice, like literally putting it into practice, as when I met with Deb Erickson. And she started saying, "Who are you, Seth?" And I started, exploring these stories that I was telling myself. And I'm telling you, it's like I've been walking around. I have a tremendous life. I have 10 kids. I'm married to the most amazing woman who actually loves me. I've been married when I haven't been loved. And I felt that. I know what that feels like. I didn't know that that's what it was, but now I know that's what it was. Right. I have an amazing business. I'm super involved in my ministry and leadership and humanitarian work. I mean, I'm living this amazing life, but it's like I'm still carrying around some of the hurt from a 7-year-old boy, or some of the wounds of a 38-year-old man who just lost his family and doesn't understand how that's even possible, right? This training, this approach helped me to reframe those. And instead of focusing on the results, now, if you're better, here's what they do. And by the way, this is what we do in every network marketing convention and pretty much all the other trainers in the industry. Love them. There's a lot of great ones. Okay. But pretty much, and even you'll hear this, maybe if you come to one of our events, right, in our company, or if you're in a training, or if you're LifeVantage Academy, I'm just not satisfied with where I am. What are you going to hear? I'm just not satisfied with my team right now. When they're going to say, here's what you need to go do. Just go, what? What am I going to say?
Roll 5 more.
Yes, right. Just go and roll 5 more. Or we might say, let's just do a 90-day blitz. We're just going to blitz our way out of this. Yeah. Okay. If you're a man, if you've got a blockhead, I'm teasing you guys, right? I'm teasing us. Then maybe that works. Just run into the wall. Just keep on running into the wall. But I'm going to throw out another potential idea. What if the solution is not about doing more? What if the solution is about becoming more? That's what I've experienced for the last year and just year and some change. Now, do you know what's amazing when you become more? You do more. You do more. You do more because you want to. You do more because you love it. You do more and it is more. It's not like I talk to 10 people. I talk to 10 people as a 10, right? Like I talk to 10, and I'm not talking about your rank. Your rank has nothing to do with your belief. I know Master Pro 10s, true story, and I'm not even talking about myself, who are afraid to pick up the phone to talk to a new enrolled distributor because they're doubting themselves. I know elite Pro 8s that have built $250,000 a month business who have lost belief in themselves. I'm telling you, what I'm talking about is the absolute most important thing to your business. If you will focus on becoming more. So results, actions, right? Actions lead to results. So we just go back to action, action, action. Then in 90 days, we're going to have the same talk at the same event, right? And they're going to tell you the same thing. Just do more, just do more. Stop your whining. It's not always like that, but you know what I'm saying? It's kind of just a matter of fact, just go do more. That's a very masculine approach. There's nothing wrong with that. If that works for you, that's kind of what I've done. But I also feel like I've pulled this burden behind me, right? Down this football field, I'm carrying 250 pounds of dead weight. I want to do this without the dead weight. I want to become more so that I can run down the field. That's so refreshing, right? It's called flow. Okay. Instead of force, it's called flow. So I'll wrap up the question, Marilyn, because I don't want to.
That's great. No, because I know that you said in the training that you wrote out your declaration statement. Do you know that off the top of your head, or do you want? Because then I did mine because I was like, oh, I love that.
Yeah. Let me see if oh yeah, it's right here.
Yeah. Because what programming were you? were you telling yourself? You didn't feel like you were enough then?
Yeah. So I'll finish the circle, and then I'll tell you about my programming. So before your results, well, lifestyle's here, right? It's the end of the circle. Before that is your results, right? Paychecks and sponsoring and stuff and enrolling, right? Before that is your action. And most of our time is spent almost focusing on all of these things. It's a very masculine way, right? Suck it up, cupcake, let's go, right? Grind it out, go. Stop whining, stop complaining, in your face. Before your actions are your thoughts and emotions. And before that, pardon me. So actions, before that is emotions and attitudes, which are shaped by your thoughts, okay, which are fed by your core beliefs and values. And those things happened when you were 7 years old, or when you were 38 years old and crushed, right? When somebody told you, you don't have a beautiful voice, stop singing, right? When somebody told you maybe that network marketing isn't a real profession, all you do is you just get together and talk. That's not work. That's not valuable, right? And when you allow that to take seed, to take hold and to take root, that seed is your subconscious, folks, right? That is what is fed. That is a tree that grows. And so then when we come to these events and we say, who can do it? And we all raise our hand. Yes, we can, because the 5% of us, our subconscious, our active, controlling, active mind says, yeah, okay, let me ask you, how many of you want to be successful? Raise your hand. I'm looking at you right now. Okay, I just keep them up. Keep them up. Keep it up if you think you can be successful. I think I can be successful. Okay, we all have our hands up. Wonderful. That's beautiful. Here's the test. Let's invite 3 of the best people we know to take a look at what we're doing tonight. And as soon as you stall, as soon as like inside you, you're like, who are those 3 people? Or, okay, I can do 2 of them. I can't talk to Janet. Or, goodness, I can't tonight because I need to do the dishes, right? Whatever. I'm telling you, we experience this every single day. That's what put me in bed. Because I had that angst. I had that stalled, a slowness in the flow, right? A slowness in just kind of do I believe this? Let me ask you, do you all believe in this product? Yes or no? Raise your hand if you believe in this product. I believe this is the #1 product that people in the world right now need that could make a dramatic impact. I mean, I believe that. Then yet we're going to pause when we should go take this to 3 people, the 3 of the best people. Why? Because we got in the middle. Because of a core belief. I'm telling you, this is magic. And it wasn't the 5% of you that was saying this. It was the 95% that's controlled by your core beliefs, your subconscious. Okay. So that's the whole circle. Core beliefs to thoughts, to emotions and attitudes, right? To actions, results, and lifestyle. So here's what I was thinking. Do I think I'm amazing? Yes, I do. I really do. I think I'm amazing. But if somebody said, Seth, tell me about just tell me about the physical gifts God gave you. I just hit stuckness and slowness and stalledness. Now, what I thought to me, well, my first thing that came to me was like, well, I'm pretty much tall, dark, and handsome. But I wouldn't say it. Why? Because there's a little core belief from somebody in my life, in my past, that I'm still allowing to have space in my life. When you can replace that and then replace it and rewrite it, and then given the tools to constantly renew it, you'll find that this is the easiest business you've ever done. You'll find that you'll talk to people with grace and ease. So what I was telling myself was some of these things I've kind of scattered throughout here, right? Network marketing isn't a good profession, Seth. You're too much, Seth. We doing any good here, Sona? We doing any good? I hope we are. you're too much. You're not respectable. These are all beliefs that I've had about myself, that network marketing is not a high profession. It's not something your children could or should be proud of you. Even if you become $1 million producer and help people all over the world, reality, it doesn't have value. In the end, Seth, you're not worthy of me, right? Now, let me ask you this. If I have any of that, if that's taking up 30% of my subconscious, do you think I'm going to be struggling with a few things in my business? Yeah, absolutely. So I kind of go in fits and spurts. I have these emotional brilliance. I mean, anybody me, you know that I probably touched your life. I probably inspired you. I probably helped you because I get in touch with that. There's part of me that knows that I was made for something amazing. But there's also a part of that blueprint, which tells me the stories that I'm going to tell myself. So that's been the big transformation. What I'll do, I'm not going to read the letter here, Marilyn, because of time, but what I will do is I'm going to send you a link to that keynote address. Okay. I'll get you a link from YouTube. Okay. And that way you can all do it on your own time. We won't have this personal kind of time, and you can, but the first thing that Deb had me do almost was, after she explored some things, was like, I want you to make a declaration about who you are. And I got some real clarity. And I mean, I already knew this stuff, right? But it was like when the subconscious really is allowed to believe at the core what God would want you to believe about yourself, right? Like what God would really say to you. There's no way you're going to meet God and he's going to say, I'm sorry, you didn't do enough. Hello? I'm sorry, I made you, but you're a reject child. No, I was made in his image. I know where I come from. When you know who you are and you know why you're here, then and you're ready because you've put in, because you're ready, you've worked on it, then it's your time. And that's what I've worked on. And so I invite my entire team. First time I've ever done this in 20 years of network marketing. I invite my entire team to Deb's program. Now, I'm a very staunch believer, and you don't have to share my faith. And I am not bashful about sharing mine because I truly want to help people. My faith in God and Jesus Christ is not just a part of my life. It is the central core part of my life. And I have no reservations, like some of my Christian friends, about these I am statements. Well, God started saying the I am statements and he told me to be like him. So I'm just going to follow suit, right? I'm just going to do that's kind of really the pattern, I think, but to become fully me. That's why I'm here. And it's been phenomenal. So I bring my whole team to these trainings, by the way. We brought 100 people here. That's not my whole team. Obviously, I'm working to get them on board around the world, right? But it's been absolutely transformational. The neuro tools. And by the way, Marilyn, I don't know if you know this, we developed a Pro 3 neuro tool. Have you listened to the Pro 3 neuro tool? Mm-mm. Oh my goodness. Okay. You need to DM me that to send you the link for my keynote address over the weekend. And then we created a neuro tool, a brain training tool that will help you to restore, renew, rewrite the core beliefs that you have about yourself, and you're going to love them, right? You don't have to accept any programming that you don't want to, but I help write this. Okay.
Awesome.
And it directs you toward an intention, and that's Pro 3. And you know that I listen to that Pro 3 neuro tool almost every single day, 6 days a week. I build my business 6 days a week. One day a week, I put my phone down. I don't do anything. Okay. We have a neuro tool. We're also developing 3 more neuro tools, one for Pro 5, one for Pro 7, and one for Pro 10.
Wow. That's awesome. Yeah. Cause I mean, I have your keynote, like as part of the recording from from the weekend, right? As the replay, or are you talking about something else?
Well, I'm talking about that same keynote, but I can share with you a public,
okay,
a public link so that
Yeah.
you can share that with anybody on your team. If you want to pull anything out of that, if you want to download it and cut up for training. But I do talk about this kind of the initial blueprint that I made for who I really was. And I'm going to tell you, just because I started that doesn't mean that I started literally walking on water and not falling into the water. If you've ever read Peter's story in the New Testament, but I will tell you something. I've been walking on water. I've been having Jesus experiences and Peter experiences because I'm still mortal. Like I'm still working on it, right? And it's like I take a couple of steps, right? Stories sound familiar, and it's amazing, it's beautiful, it's miraculous, and then I'll stumble, right? I'll stumble, and that's okay. I allow myself grace, and I'm having a time of my life.
I love it. And you said too that when you wrote down, I'm a master recruiter, and you started talking about these intentions, and then you had somebody out of the blue call you after what?
Okay, this is bonus time. We're over time. I hope you're okay. Okay. So no. So bonus time. So I wrote a declaration of like, who am I? Who's Seth Mulder? Like, I am infinite. I am always being, emanating light, energy, spirit. I am a son of God, divine and powerful and whole. I am a creator and shaper of destinies. I'm a warrior in the arena of life and eternity. Okay, that was kind of my declaration of who am I? Like, what am I, right? And that started to help me move along. And then what I realized is in that kind of to grow to the next level in my business, I needed to restart my business. Like I needed to relaunch, right? I mean, how many times have I launched a business in this industry? I've launched 3 companies. I've launched countries, right? I mean, I've done this. I know how to do this. I got to go sponsor a great number of awesome people. I'll be right with you, girls. You want to read a story? As soon as I'm done with these amazing people, we're going to read a story. Okay? So what happened was Deb said, Seth, you got to go relaunch your business and bring in 10 solid 10s, right? I'm like, yes. And then angst started coming in. She's like, you need to be a super recruiter. I'm like, like I didn't get to Pro 10 being a super recruiter. So that's new for me. Like I've only sponsored maybe 50, 60 people. You know, I mean, I've sponsored less than 150 people in 20 years. I know people who've sponsored 150 people in 20 months. Now, what I will say is, guess what? I'm a master friend. I'm a master team builder because I've built three 7-figure, 8-figure businesses from that handful of people over 20 years. In other words, I didn't have to be the one who was knock on the door. Can somebody get the door for Ruthie? This is real life, folks. Okay. Hannah, can you get the door for Ruthie, please? So I wanted this, by the way. I wanted this. Otherwise, I'd be in a black office building with a suit and tie, and I'd miss all of the amazing little melodramatics that happen in the, it's not a soap opera, but in the reality TVs that are our lives. So just wait till she comes, baby. So anyway, here's the deal. She said, super recruiter. I'm like, I haven't done that. I'm not comfortable with that, right? Look at a Rachel Picard, super recruiter, right? Maybe Carrie, maybe, you know, I don't know. I mean, I'm not in their back office. Maybe super recruiter, maybe other people. There aren't lots of them, and you don't have to do that way. But I'll tell you, I had this like, I literally have, I created a, this is what a super recruiter is. In fact, I called it a quantity recruiter because I just didn't like it. I didn't like the concept because quantity recruiters, super recruiters, they don't care about people, right? I mean, I know there's, you know, they don't care about people. They're all about just get them in. And that's not me. If I have this identity associated with super recruiter, they don't care about people. They don't value other people. They're messy. They're not respectable. They're not respectful. They're not connected to the people. They're selfish. They're irresponsible. They have lower conversion, and therefore they're not as efficient. They're slick. They don't have the same gifts. They're insincere, flashy. Do you get the idea? Okay. If that's my core belief, my core value, you know, about what a super recruiter is, does that jive with who my core values? Do you think my brain is going to allow me to step into that? Now, the 5% might, because it makes sense. Go get more people, go get them faster, right? And duplicate. I mean, if I'm a master duplicator, wait a second, and I brought in 10 amazing people instead of one, would it go 10 times faster? No, it would probably go 20 times, because that's the beauty of compounding and synergy, right? But it's not the 5% that's running your life. It's the 95%. So I couldn't become a quantity recruiter. So here's what I did. Just a cool little exercise. I then wrote down, because I knew I needed to become a super recruiter. I knew I needed the result. So then I wrote down, what am I going to miss out in my life if I don't solve this? Not that I have to change, not that I have to like that definition, but if I don't do this to get my goal, my intention, what's going to be, like, what's the price I'm going to pay? This is such a powerful exercise, by the way. If you don't get it together, right, to figure it out, what is the price that you're going to pay? I didn't really read much of this, so this is extra, but I said, I would limit my ability to grow quickly on demand. I would limit the promotions, incentives, and trips that our family would be able to go on. I would limit the number of people that I can grow and develop. Oh, now we're starting to miss out on living my core values and other core beliefs because I'm stuck. I would limit or stop or frustrate my big goal plans. These goals that I've got right here that I look at every single day, right? I would limit my ability to teach others. That's part of my mission in life, by the way. I would limit my ability to coach others through their blocks. This year, I would lose minimum $180,000. Like, I put a number to it. That was the minimum, by the way. It was $180,000 to $500,000 that I would basically not realize if I didn't solve this. I wouldn't be able to do this at this building project that I was working on. I would, and most of all, at the bottom of here, I would actually stifle the belief in me. And so this started getting real personal, because I was like, which one of the sides is more important, right? So here's what I did. I created a new blueprint of what a master recruiter is. Here's what a super recruiter is, because this is the kind of super recruiter I would be. Magnetic, a magnetic draw from others, and magnetically and caringly drawn to others who are hungry for growth and change. A magnetic recruiter and a super recruiter is a person of integrity. They've got insight and empathy and an additional sense of others' hearts and minds. Unstoppable belief, a sincere concern for others, and a caring heart, an incredible joyous smile, a masterful command of language and communication, a massive vision, 100% belief in the growth equation. Nothing could stop them. They'd be living in the flow. They'd be in the zone, and that person be having the time of their life. Stop the press. Does that sound like the kind of person that I would want to be? Does that kind of sound like the kind of person that you'd want to be, Julia? Yeah, you're shaking your head. Yeah. And guess what? When I realized that that's what a super recruiter was, guess what? It matched. It matched. And I started to step into that. Hey, hi, my name's Seth Mulder, and I'm a super recruiter, because this is something that I can get behind. So anyway, that's your bonus, Marilyn.
Thank you so much. And I'm sorry that you went a little over.
My choice. It was my choice. And so thank you for being here.
Awesome. We appreciate you. And it was amazing training over the weekend and today. And yes, we'd love that neuro tool of the Pro 3. And if you have a way to send us the links that you're doing for the other Pro 5 and 7 and 10, we would love those too. So appreciate it so much.
We'll do them. And by the way, Marilyn, those are free. Those neuro tools that I developed with Deb. And by the way, they're the only neuro tools that Deb has in her library that have a female and a male voice. There's
wow.
there's so much power. I mean, I can't even tell you about that. That's for another day. But anyway, they're free too. They're free to share. So they're on YouTube. I'll get you the link.
Oh, good. Thank you so much. Appreciate it
Thanks,
so
everybody.
much.
God bless.
And the
Thank
keynote,
you,
too.
thank you, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, we're going to keep going. If you guys want to jump off, that's fine. Thanks, Seth. Otherwise, I was going to share this other trainer that was part of the VIP session. If you were already on over the weekend and got the VIP, you're free to stay or you can jump off. But I wanted to share that with our teams just to give them some new material. And I don't know if any of you know this lady. Her name is, let's see here. I want to make sure I have this right. And I'll go ahead and let's see. Are you guys able to see? She is, okay, this is Deb Erickson, and then she's going to introduce this Kathy, I believe, Coover. And I had never really heard her story, but I thought she had some really great inspirational information for people that are in this type of business of network marketing. And she's actually been in 2 or 3 different companies, a top earner, and had to rebuild. She was a dental hygienist by trade, and she's almost 70 years old, and she's done this for years. So Deb's going to introduce her. And so if you want to listen to this, we'll go ahead and have this as part of our training.
There will be crying. There will be crying. There will be gnashing of teeth. It's all going to happen here. And you know what? This is a safe place for you to play full out, give it everything you've got, and finally, once and for all, break through. I don't want anybody leaving here saying, I'm stuck and I don't know why. Some of you have already figured out something. I'm stuck, and after tonight, I understand a little bit. And so here's what I just want to remind you, here's what you know. If you're stuck, if you're not where you want to be, then you have a core belief that is responsible for that stuckness. You have stories you're telling, thoughts you're thinking, feelings that you're hanging out in, actions you're not taking, or actions you're taking that are giving you the results that you don't like. The solution is not to do more. The solution is to become more. Got it? So tonight, I want to introduce you to someone that is going to help you become more. Now, would you put her slide up? Because I just want you to see her beautiful face while I tell you a little bit about her. Kathy Coover is going to come tonight. She's going to tell you a little bit about her story, her philosophy, and specifically, right, she's going to answer the question, why did she say last time she was here, I only work with 10s? And she's going to talk more about becoming a 10, working with 10s, helping your team elevate their game to 10s. But I need to tell you who she is. So first of all, let me just say this. Kathy Coover was one of my first role models in this industry. She was one of the first women in my sphere that I sat and listened to her. I watched her and I said, I can do what Kathy's doing, but I knew I needed to make some changes in my life and in my business. She was a huge influence. In fact, I want you to know that the Direct Selling Association gave Kathy the recognition of being the most influential woman in direct sales. So you might say Kathy Coover is 1 in a million, but that would be a lie. Kathy Coover is not 1 in a million. I mean, let's just do the math. There are 36.9 million people in the US alone. In the US alone, 36.9 million people in direct sales. 74% of those are women. So to be clear, there are 27.5, 27.5 million women just in the US doing this, working in our industry, in direct sales and network marketing. So you could really say Kathy is one of 27.5 million. The statistics just got way better in Kathy's favor. But here's truly what I want you to know. We invited her back this year to do the VIP training because you asked for her. She was a keynote speaker last year. She came and she talked. And as she was doing her hour-long keynote, she had one phrase that she spoke, and when she spoke it, the chat box went crazy. Our emails went crazy. My phone started binging off the hook. And here's basically what you guys said this, what did she just say? What was that? And here's what she said. She said, I only work with 10s. And in that moment, I know what happened is that people's brains were getting fried, right? Because you were saying, wait a minute, I'm supposed to work with everybody. And I want to develop in a community and nobody left behind. And I want everyone. And I know that what was happening is you were listening to this role model. You were listening to this woman who is network marketing royalty, right? This brilliant businesswoman. And when she said, I only work with 10s, there was a stunned energy. What does that mean? And more importantly, how do I get there? And so tonight, we invited her back to give you a deeper training specifically on how to identify 10s, how to become a 10, how to work with 10s, how to recruit 10s, how to develop 10s. This is the night of 10s. And so one last thing I want to tell you is that Kathy Coover is a change maker. Kathy Coover, if you will listen to her tonight, if you will glean from her core beliefs, her daily thoughts, her emotional energy, where she hangs out in, the action that she takes, and the results she's getting, what you will create, right, is a 10s, an identification, a mindset of a 10 cycle. You guys got it? So get your notepads out. I want you to write down every single thing you can. And remember, we're recording this, so you can come back to it over and over and over. But would you please bring Kathy Coover, my dear friend, bring her up. Kathy, I love you.
Hey,
You are amazing.
well, I'm just blown away by you, listening to you coach and mentor these amazing people. I mean, let's give Deb a massive round of applause. I mean, you have got the best mentor ever. I mean, she gives and gives, and not too many people have the skill set and the communication set to really, really make you realize what you need. And, I'm so grateful for our friendship, Deb, and I'm honored to be on the call tonight. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my short story before I go into my training. But I was a dental hygienist for 18 years. And I love my profession, but I was burned out. Anybody burned out on their current profession and looking for a way out, want to do something new, something fun, something that has community? Well, that was me. I was burned out and I was looking for a way out. And my husband encouraged me to go into this profession. And I was scared to death. I was introverted because remember, I worked behind a mask, rubber gloves all day in a confined area. I was introverted, shy, afraid to speak in front of the room, had so many self-doubts, just like you, Erica. People told me I'd never make it. I would never be successful. But I want to tell you, massive success is the best revenge. And when I would hear that you're not going to make it, I would say, I'm going to show you. And the fear of failing, and Deb made me realize this when I first started, the fear of failing is what made me do it. It made me keep going and reaching and getting better and better. And so I'm going to be sharing so many things with you. And I built one organization. I was frontline to the company, no support, no training. This was back in 1992. We didn't have text message. The internet had just come up. Can you imagine? Then I had to build another one because that company got sold. I built that, was my biggest run ever. And then they had regulatory issues and I had to build again. So, but I was so enamored by this profession because it's free enterprise at its best. And I can say that bar none. You can start up with low investment with huge upside potential. And I'm telling you, if you're on the line this evening, it takes time to develop the skills. You have to give yourself grace, but you have to practice, practice and practice and get better every single day. And you have to break through your fears and do things you've never done. And it's the personal development, it's the growth, all those incredible things that happen in this profession. And it's the community, it's the culture. And let's face it, the last 2 years have been challenging. And this community has been given so many people hope and inspiration for the future. And Deb asked me to train on how to become a 10. And so I'm going to be sharing a lot of different things that I did personally to make myself successful, and how I developed my leaders to grow and to reach for the stars. So I'm excited to be on with you tonight. So I'm going to put my slides up here. You need to enable me here, unless you want to put them up. Yeah, because I don't have access to put them up. Let's see here.
Give that a try.
There we go. I think we might have got it there. There we go. Okay, there we go. All righty. Okay, so I want you to really listen to what I say and write down some aha moments for yourself, and a list of to-do lists, some of the things that you're gonna implement this next week when you get started. And I've been asked to train on how to become a 10. And number one, it all starts with you. And you need to take 100% responsibility for your success. And I want you to look in the mirror tonight after. I want you to go into the mirror and look in there, and it depends on me to be successful. I can't count on the company. I need to count on myself. I can't count on my sponsor. It's up to me. And when you take responsibility for your success, the action starts to happen. And remember this, and I share this with a lot of people all the time, the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack.
Of course, in all capitals.
And you might not understand what that means, but if you're working and you're enrolling and you're rank advancing, and doing the IPAs, income producing activities, your people will do the same. If you have been in this profession for a while and you have a large organization and you are in management mode, and you're telling everyone what to do, and you're not doing the do anymore, your organization will suffer, because people look at you, they look at you as their coach, they look at you as your mentor, and they say, what is she doing? People will do what you do. Duplication is the key in this business. Duplicate or die. And that's so true. So everything you do, you want to remember it's the music you sing to people. It's what you say to people that will inspire people. Every one of you has the ability to become a 10 and to attract 10. And it's all up in your head. It's mindset. And you need to manifest. You need to manifest every day and just visualize people coming to you. I'm going to attract somebody really amazing into my organization. Close your eyes and visualize it. And sometimes right by doing that and really meditate on that, you'll think of somebody that will come to mind like, wow, I need to contact that person. It's amazing what you do when you manifest and you visualize and you really, really bring it in, bring all this goodness in. And it all starts with, we have to raise our standards. And tonight you are raising your standards by being on this call. We all need to up-level ourselves. Like Deb is a master at up-leveling people and building confidence into people. But all of you need to always be raising your standards. And you've got to think about how lucky you are right now to have some of the assets that you have. YouTube. You can go on YouTube and write in what you're looking for, and all these modules will come up and they're free. And you can listen to those inspirational things that get you going. That's when I started, I didn't have any of those things. I had to listen to little cassette tapes, and that's what we did, but we did it. but now you have more access to so many things that aren't expensive. And so I would encourage you every morning for at least 10 minutes to listen to someone who's uplifting, who's, inspiring, that's going to get you up and get you motivated and ready to go, because that's what we need to do. We need to attract a pack of people just like all of you on this line that are like-minded and want to have a better life and are looking for more, want to make a contribution, that want to have passion and purpose in their life. And we all, all 10s have a big vision. They have a big vision. And, what do you want your life to look like? Just imagine your life because of your success with the company that you're with. Just imagine what it could be. And I think that so many people don't do the work that's necessary, and what I would encourage you to do is, one of the action items I want you to do is I want you to send yourself a voice note. And it would be something like this. 2022 was one of the best years of my life. I paid off so many debts that it just felt so good to get rid of that. I was able to contribute to a few charities that I never could before. It made me feel so wonderful. My children are so proud of me because of my accomplishments. And my husband said, this is the best decision we ever did. And how grateful I am for the members and the people that have come into my life. And this is just the beginning. So send yourself what you want your life to look like. Maybe you want a new home. Maybe you want to move out of your community. Maybe you want to make a difference, whatever that is. But you have to know what your vision is. And it's so important that you do this work and then send it to yourself and listen to it at least once a week and hear your voice, because that will keep you charging. It will keep you pushing. It'll keep you moving forward. And that's what we all need to do. And we're all going to have bad days, and that's okay. If you have a bad day, I have bad days all the time. And I do my gratitudes. I write down, I am grateful for my amazing husband. I'm grateful for my son, my grandchildren, my community, my friends, my health. I'm so grateful for that I have a roof over my head. And that will put you in a different state. And it's important that we keep in a really positive state. And I know we've had a lot of stuff over the last 2 years, but it's over. We need to push through it, and we need to accelerate, because we had to slow down over the last 2 years, and it's happened all over the profession. So it wasn't just you, but you have to come out of the haze. And this is the time to hit it. It really is. And in a few minutes, you'll see what I'm talking about. And I'm an advocate of really putting down your why. What's the one thing that you really, really want because of this business? You want it more than anything. You would go walk through fire to get this. What's the one thing that you want? Why are you doing this? And put it in a picture frame, put it right by your desk, and look at it every single day. And that will make the brain, the reticular activating system makes the brain go to work when you see that why. And your why's going to change. It's going to change every year probably. And that's okay. It's just what it is. You need to reflect. You need to do some reflection. Sometimes we have to slow down a little bit to speed up, which is essential for your success. And belief. And I heard it on a lot of the people that came on, that shared a few things. Belief is essential. To take action, you have to have strong, burning desire, a belief, and how bad do you really want this? How bad do you want your why? Because you're going to get knocked down, you're going to get, and then you got to come right up like a rubber duck. They come, remember that, the Bozo the Clown, Deb, you remember? Bozo the Clown went down, but always came back up. You've always got to come back up, and you got to keep your belief up. And when your belief is up, you take action. And that's the key. And taking action will definitely increase your belief. You start believing when you take action every single day. So I'm going to give you some facts over the last 2 years, just to build your belief on why now is the best time to attract a new tribe, a new team. And what I love about this profession, you have maybe have built a little network already, and that's your residual income. But right now, you need to go out and create a whole new group of people. You really do. Who's your new class coming in this year? Who are the new people that you're going to be working with? You keep working with those people, but when are you most excited? When you're enrolling new members. How many agree? If you agree, you're most excited when you've rolled a hot molecule, write a 1 in the chat, because I'm just telling you, people are most excited when they enroll new people. And that's the key to your success. I don't care how big you are. You always need to be enrolling new members. Residual income is true, but you can't just leave it. You have to enroll members. I had a minimum. I always enrolled 6 a month, and I didn't have text. I didn't have all those things like you had. I had video cassette, videos, audios that I would send out. It took forever, but I made that commitment and I never, ever missed. So write down how many people you're going to enroll. But I'm going to show you these facts because this is really what's happening right now. Okay, and before, I'm going to make a little disclaimer. When you are, enrolling people, it's best not to talk about COVID, the pandemic, but you can say, we've had a challenging 2 years. That's a good thing to say. And even on social media, you can say the challenging, we've had a challenge 2 years. We're out of the fog. We're ready to run. We're ready to go. So look at this. 1 out of 3 workers changed or lost their jobs just in the last 2 years. 9.6 million Americans lost their jobs in 2020 because they had to go home and take care of their kids because they couldn't go to school. 4.2 million men and women left the workforce from the US. They left. It was called the Great Resignation. But what I really believe it was the Great Awakening. People were awakened during this. They saw that you could work from your home, you could be successful. And they saw what it was like to go to their kids' soccer games, to be with their spouses, to be home, not to commute. So the time is right now. There has never, ever been a better time. And look at this, in the 3rd quarter of 2020, 49% increase in new businesses started. And these are home-based businesses. So why not you? Why not your company? It's the music you sing, it's the posture, and your confidence will come from knowing some of these stats. And then look at, how about inflation? I went to Whole Foods and bought some butter, and I looked at the price and I went, $9.95 for butter. I thought, and I really don't look, I just get what you need. I go, oh my gosh, how do people afford that? And gasoline. So there's a 7% inflation, but it's really higher than that. And the average family needs at least $250 more, and it's more like $500 more a month to meet ends. They have to have this. They need this. They need extra money right now. And so it's what you say. It's the magic in what you say. And I'm going to give you some of that language that I think is really, really powerful right now. So people obviously need more income. So how do you say it in a wonderful way? This is just one example. These last 2 years have been so challenging, and I am so excited. I found a way to diversify my income, and I am so excited. I'm looking for some motivated people with a burning desire that want to change their position in life. And I have these scripted out for you in the next slides, but I'm just kind of giving you some examples. You don't even have to tell them what it is. You know, you just need to pique their curiosity. Just like, oh yeah, I could barely pay the bills. I didn't have enough money to put gas in my car. Do you know how many people are like that? I was down at the gas station and a lady was out of money. She didn't have money for gas, and I gave her $10 to help her fill her tank up. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, it is serious. So this is the perfect time. So your confidence and your posture and your belief need to be so strong. Posture is everything. And it's just confidence. It's confidence in what you have. People are looking for more. And you need to cast a big vision of what can happen. And I'm going to show you a couple things that I used personally that made a huge difference in my, enrollments, in enrolling new customers and helping my team member enroll new customers. But posture is everything. And posture just comes from practice. And remember, every master was once a disaster. How many people agree? I was a disaster when I started. I had a little script, and I'm telling you, I didn't have Zoom. I didn't have any of these great tools you had. And I used to be on the phone and read these scripts to people word for word. And I thought they probably thought I was pathetic. But the thing, it's your energy, it's your enthusiasm, it's your passion that draw people to you. I've seen people that I didn't even know what they were talking about, that were in network marketing. And they were so excited about what they were involved with. They would just draw people in because it was their energy. Energy is everything, in posture and belief. Remember, you have a magic gift to give to people. And you just need to offer to so many people. So I would highly recommend that every one of you upgrade your story. We have to upgrade our story all the time. You're not going to have the same old story all the time. We just came out of a 2-year pandemic, and you can just say, oh my gosh, I'm just so glad that we're back to normal. We're out, we can talk, we're doing events again. It's just there will never be another time like this right now. And, I think that, let me go back one. So here we go. I want you to write out your story. Say your background, and it's 30 seconds or 20 seconds. Your background, what did you used to do? What were your pain points? How has your life changed because of your decision? And then end with a question. And I'm going to give you an example. Your background, what your pain points are, and how your life has changed. And then end it with a question. Because people love to hear your story, and they love to hear it, but they don't want to hear a long story. It's got to be powerful. So you're going to write this out, and you're going to keep working on it, refining it, making it more and more powerful. So I'm going to give you an example of a story. This would be my story. I used to be a dental hygienist. I was so burned out. I'd come home at night exhausted. I had no energy for my family. I was struggling until I joined this amazing company that changed my life. Now I'm working from home with flexible hours. I'm able to be with my children, and I'm impacting life. I'm impacting people's lives. I've never, ever felt so confident in my life. And I'm looking for people with a burning desire that want to change their position in life. Do you know anybody like that? There it is. I'm looking for people with a burning desire to change their position in life. Do you know anyone that's looking to diversify their income? That is the perfect line. And you're hoping they say, well, me, tell me about it. And, maybe it's not them. They may give you the best referral of your life. And referrals I built some of my strongest legs from referrals by just saying that. They said, well, look at my friend might know someone, or you may say, John's looking for something. He's got laid off. He's looking for something else. So end it with a question. So I want you to write out, just take a couple of seconds here and write out your 20 to 30-second story and end it with a question. And when we're done, I want I'll volunteer someone to share their story.
So I'm going to quickly move this ahead.
Seconds here. It's your daily method of operation. So if you're talking to me, and I'm a person that you're talking to, what do you send them? What voice memo do you send? How do you do it? And the key is this system needs to be, you need to know this system, and your team members need to know the system. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples. You may not have a system yet. Don't get overwhelmed if you don't have a system. You don't have to create it all by yourself. You're not in this by yourself. You're with a group of people. You're with a company, and so you could gather a couple successful people. Let's create a system, a new customer acquisition system. So what do we send our people? So everybody knows we send them this, then we send them this, then we send them this. So here's an example. These are some that I've seen a lot of people use. It's called ATM. It's easy to remember, right? It's add them to your Facebook page. So maybe you're out and about now, and you met somebody, said, look, I'd love to add you to my Facebook page. You're just amazing. I have such a great community of people. You add them to your Facebook page. Then you tag them, and then you send them a message. Say, it was so great to meet you. It was so much fun. You're in my community now. You can kind of see what's going on. And, you need to have some Facebook pages with your groups. And most people have a product Facebook group, and a lot of people have a business one. But I coach people to put them in the product page and the business page, because you never know. You never know which one they're going to go for. I always led with the business, because if I didn't, if I led with the product and they said, no, there's nothing else. But if you lead with the business and they said, I'm not interested in any business, then you can drop down to the product. It really works. So that would be add them to your Facebook, tag them, and message them. Another system, so you need to know what that is. You need to teach your people, this is what we do. Okay, another one would be PCV, which means pictures, video, and a cart. So maybe you're with a company that has before and after pictures. Maybe you don't. Maybe you have a beautiful product that you're showing. That could be your picture, or maybe you have some clinical results or whatever. But this is another one, pictures. Then you say, look at this. Oh my gosh. So maybe you're manifesting something and you remember someone and you say, oh my gosh, look at this. You're not going to believe it. Take a look. And then you send them some pictures and they'll say, wow, what is this? And then you send them a short video. I'm sure your company has videos on your product. Send them a short video that describes it. And, I have found that short is better with the videos, especially. I don't know what happened, but we used to do, 6-minute videos, 7, 8, 10, and now nobody will listen to it unless it's under 4 minutes. So, you can create your own video too. Maybe you have an incredible person and get together with your sponsor and say, what is our new customer acquisition system? So pictures, video, and then the recommended cart. So they just enroll. And so this needs to be it needs to be taught to all the people in your group. This is how we do it. This is the text message you send. Can you believe this? Look at this, and then you send the pictures. Then they say, wow, I'm going to send you a short video. Boom, you text them a short video. Then they say, wow, I'm ready to get that. Send them the cart. So that's one way. And so, you may already have this system down yourself. But if you don't have one yet, get together with, you can even do crossline with people. People work together now. It's community. And to create this system that's real simple, that duplicates and duplicates and keeps duplicating down, 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 down. Because remember, people will do what you do. They're going to send what you send, and they're going to say what you send. You just watch. And then this is essential to become a 10. What is your onboarding system? So let's say you just enrolled me. What are you going to send me right away? You should have a welcome letter that goes out to your personally enrolled people. A really great welcome. Welcome to the team. We're so glad you found us. Here's some resources that we're using. Here's my team call. Here's my Facebook page. All those things. Put that in there. Send them a welcome email. Makes them feel good. And then what you need to do is you need to qualify your people too. But then what do you send them next after that? Maybe more information on the product, so they build the belief in the product. Now maybe you send them something else next. So what are the 3 things that you send your people soon as you're onboarding them into your organization? Your company may have a list of things that they have, but keep it simple. Don't overwhelm people. Don't send them a list of 10 things, because people can only really realize 3 things at one time, because the brain, this is the way the brain thinks. They'll think 3. Oh, I can do that. I can do that. And then after they've done all those, you can send them another 3. But just remember, overwhelm is a lot for people, because people are busy. They truly are. And then time blocking. Many of you may be part-time. Maybe you're working a regular career. And time blocking is essential. And you need to spend 80% of your time talking to new people, presenting to your people, enrolling new members, doing 3 ways with your people, onboarding people, educating them. That's 80% of your time. So if you have 2 hours to work a day, you need to block out 1 hour for personal enrollments, because that is the lifeblood of the business. If you're not personally enrolling people, your team won't. They will do what you do. So keep enrolling new people all the time. And you're looking for the ones that have the burning desire. And then 20% of your time needs to be on training, like you're being trained here tonight, and training your team members. And I'm going to go into some other things here, but you're looking for 5 people to run with, just 5 dynamic. And you can tell people that I'm looking for 5 people with a burning desire that want to run with me as fast as I'm going to run, to create freedom for their families, to help families get out of debt so they can have flexibility and have more in life. Do you know anybody that's looking? Don't forget to ask for referrals. You're looking for 5 people. You can build a dynasty with 5 of the right people. Okay, now this is a little exercise I'm going to do here. And this has really changed everything. It was a game changer for me in this profession. Soon as someone's making $10,000 a month, I always tell them to get a personal assistant. And I don't mean somebody that works 5 days a week, in your house, but you need to get someone to help you, because I'm telling you, when I did that, I just was sailing. I was soaring. And you really need to get organized around your time. And this assistant could be a family member. This assistant could be in your team. And my assistants, where I found them? They went to college. I got college students. And I'm telling you, if you're having problems with social media, you don't know how to do it, just hire somebody about 17 years old or 16. They'll come in and they'll show you how to do it. It could be a family member, it could be a friend. You don't have to pay them that much. And this is one of the best things you do. So what I want you to do is, I'm going to skip that one for right now, but this is really important. This is an exercise I want you to do right now, because this is all about time management. I want you to list 3 business activities that use up your time, that take a lot of time. What are the 3 things that take a lot of time? So write those down in your business. What takes a lot of time? Then I want you to write 3 things that you are excellent at, that you love to do. I love to enroll new members. I love to do opportunity presentations. I love to train. Those are the 3 things I love to do. So what are the 3 things you like to do, that you love to do, that create results, income producing activities that create results? What are the 3 things you love? And then I want you to write down 3 things that you don't like to do, that you dread. What are the 3 things that take up your time that you don't like to do? I want you to write those down. Like social media sometimes takes up a lot of time. It's creating your posts, doing all those things. And then, so it's really good to know what you're really good at, what you're passionate about, and what are the things that you have challenges with. Like I hated paying my bills. I had to get up at 4 a.m. to do that when it was quiet. So I got a bookkeeper to do that. Oh my gosh, it was so refreshing not to have to do that. Never let anybody sign your checks or into your account, but they can write them out, put in QuickBooks, and you sign the checks. Never give them access to your account. So this is an exercise that you need to do, and you need to do it with your 5 key people that you're working with, maybe your runners, your people. Find out what their strengths are. What do you love to do? It's a great team exercise to do this on a Zoom call and have them send you the sheet. What do you love to do? What don't you like to do? Send it to the person doing the call, because you need to know your captain's strengths and their weaknesses, and you work with your strengths. And you need to delegate some of these things. This is what you call a team. You can delegate some of these things. I thought I had to be everything. I had to train on the products, the comp plan, do the meetings, set up the room, everything. I was so burned out. It was overwhelmed. And when I did this exercise and found out my team members' strengths, it changed everything. So these are the things that you need on your team. People that can train on the product. People that love to explain a comp plan. People that love to do business overviews. And people that love to coordinate. Some people love to coordinate Zooms. They love to coordinate events. All those things. Captains like to do. And then you delegate that to them. So you train on the product on Monday night, but don't just let them have the reign. Make sure that they do it for you first, to make sure they're compliant. Make sure that, that they're not missing anything, that they have the slides, whatever they need. But this will free you up. Oh my gosh, I just can't tell you. When I did this, it changed everything. So I had people training on the products. I had some people training on the comp plan, and they get better than you. And that's what you want. You want people that become better than you at doing this. People that love to do business overviews, all those things. And you delegate that to your captains. And your life becomes easy, and you can do the things that you love to do. How many people got a big aha about that? Are you trying to do everything? Okay. So that is you, becoming a 10, delegating. You're the CEO of your own company. Just remember that. Everybody looks to you for motivation, for inspiration, for everything. And you have to keep your cup full. And a lot of times people drain you, and they'll come on with negative talk, and you need to stop it. Say, look, I understand that you're having an issue with this, but I want to focus on one thing right now. You need to have to change it. See how Deb is a master at that? She's a master. So now we're going to go into how to create 10s. And it's really some of the same things. After enrollment, after you enroll them, in the enrollment process, you need to say, look, I need about 10 minutes of your time. I want to ask you a few questions because I want to support you in whatever way to make you achieve your dreams and goals. I'm here to support. So I just need to get to know you better. And so, you just ask them these simple questions. What do you do for a living? And then they share that. And then, usually they tell you a lot more than you really want to know, but they start talking, you'll find out if they're dissatisfied with their job. And then you ask them, do you like your job? And then that's where it comes out. And then are you achieving another one? I'm going to tell you a few other ones you can add because you got to go with the flow. It's not always the same. You got to be spontaneous. But the other question would be, so you like your job. Are you earning the income that you deserve through your job? Are you earning the income that you deserve? That your family needs? And then the next question, then a lot of stuff's going to come out in these conversations. And you need to take notes on them. I have a file folder of every person I've ever personally enrolled, and I still have it with every note on all those people. First company, 580 people. Second company, 180 people. So, I kept the notes on them. And this was a game changer because I found out if they were a customer, if they just wanted to play a little bit, share a little bit, or if they really wanted to diversify their income and make some serious income. So you're looking for the ones that say, yes, I want to do this. I'm not happy. And then this is the really important question. What's the one thing that you want to achieve with your business? Not 10. What's the one most important thing that you want to achieve by doing this business? And they may say, I want to get out of debt. Something like that, or whatever it is. Or I want to leave my job. I want to replace my income. And that's the kind of people you want. And then you can add other questions. How much time do you have to devote to your business? That's another one I used to add because you need to know I have 2 hours every day. And the way things are with text message and all this things, it becomes a lot easier, speed is good in this business. So what's the one thing you want to achieve? And then I'd ask them, are there any obstacles that you're going to face during your build? That's not on here, but that's a good one. Are there any obstacles that you might face? Because I can't tell you, sometimes people will be calling me from the closet. I'm sure you can appreciate this. I don't want my husband to know. I don't want, my family to know what I'm doing. And so you can dig in and find out what those things are, so you can help them through that process. And you can help them get a family meeting together to share their dreams and their goals. And then this is the important, on a scale of 1 to 10, how committed are you to succeeding? And if they're a 7, 8, 9, or a 10, they're usually a good candidate. But if they said they're a 7, I usually say, how do I get you to a 10? Because I only work with 10s. So there's something holding them back from being a 10. What is it? You've got to know what that is. It could be an ejection, an insecurity, all this kind of stuff. So you need to address it. It really helps. It just helps you build that relationship. This is building a relationship with people, and you're sorting and sifting. And you're going to, when you do this interview, you might get to the second question and think, oh my gosh, I'm done. Because they might be, not a good candidate. At least because there's nothing worse than dragging people along and you didn't do this interview and you don't know, you're just dragging them. They don't really want to do it. You'll know if they're committed, and you have it in a little file. Because remember, you said you wanted to get out of debt. You wanted to pay off that Visa bill and you don't want to have any debt. Let's do it. I want you to write all your debt down on a piece of paper, and I want you to put it in a picture frame right by your desk. And what we're going to do is we're going to crush those goals. So the first one, you want to pay that one off. Let's go for that one. So they have it right in front of them. They got to see it. They got to see it. They have to see it. So these are a few questions that are essential, really, they are, to finding out, you're looking for the 10s, and you know, they'll come through, they'll be so excited. And sometimes these interviews can go on longer and sometimes they're short, but this is one of the most important things you do in the onboarding process. And then the next thing is you have to help them create their story, because the worst thing people do is they think they're just going to go off and they're going to know how to do everything. They're going to start calling people and telling them they're going to get slammed down and sabotaged, and they're not ready. So you need to help them write out their story, their background, what their pain points are, and why they joined. So let's say if I was new, I used to be a dental hygienist. I was so burned out. I wanted out. I wanted to find a new way to create an income stream. I joined with this amazing team, and I'm working with a very successful couple, and they are showing me the way. They are showing me how to diversify my income through this amazing company. I'm locking arms with them. I can't wait. And I'm looking for motivated people that want to join my team and do the same thing for families to make a difference in the world. So you see, you're helping them lean on your story as they start. Is it coming to, you starting to understand that now? Okay. And this is also important. It's important to set goals, realistic goals for your new people, because you say, what kind of income would you like to make? So people say, well, I'd like to make $10,000 a month. I heard that so many times. Well, how many hours can you put in? 30 minutes. And I said, that's not a realistic goal. 30, you got to give me more than that. You got to give me more time than that. You need to really go back and you share with your family, you know, that this is something you really want to do, how it's going to impact your family, and, you know, work out that time management. And then what I would tell you to tell your new people, you need to work in 30-day sprints. People are used to working in 30-day sprints. Set a realistic goal. Maybe they want to crush a rank, a first rank in the company. Okay, let's set that for your goal. Let's make your list. And this is another thing that I did. I didn't put any slides on it, but I think it's essential. Let's say if you're working with somebody and they're one of those ones that, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, I want to do this. I would always ask them, can you send me your top 10 names? I want you to write down your top 10 names of people you know that have a burning desire, that are looking to change their position in life. Do you know anybody that's looking to diversify their income? Who do you know? Write their names down. And I want you to write right next to their name why you thought about them. And if you get that to me by tomorrow, I'm going to help you create your post. I'm going to show you what to say. I'm going to show you what to text. And then after they are interested, you're going to bring them on to me, and I'm going to help you talk to them about the company, because in the beginning, the people don't know what to say. They might say, oh, this is one of those pyramid deals, and people don't know how to respond, and they shut down and they get fearful. So, you're showing them the post, and then if they have any questions, look, I want to put you on with my business partner. Don't call it your sponsor. I want to put you on with my business partner, and she's going to explain everything to you, because I'm just learning, but I'm so excited about the potential. You got to have your enthusiasm, your energy, your posture. You get it? Okay, so you get their top 10 names and you have them, and you start working through their list, and you help them enroll their first new people. I used to call it the 10 name start. It still works. It works if you work it. Then you have their names and you're doing 3 ways with these people. And then you can hear if they've got a hot molecule, and you can help them through that. And then I would set them up for success when they're doing these calls. Say, look, out of the 10, there's probably going to be 2 that are going to be interested. Don't say all 10 are going to be interested, because that's not realistic. It's the 80-20 rule. But it's all experience. And you got to tell them, some people are going to say no, but that's okay. You just get better and better and better, and bring them on, and we're going to talk to them. I'm going to show you the way. So holding arms with people. And if you have someone that says, I want this, I'm going to put the hours and I'm going to do that, you need to hold their feet to the fire and set goals for them. There are 3 ways. Start training them, give them assignments. What's their 6 months goal, their year goals, and then share them with your mentors. You know, everybody needs a mentor. I mean, Deb has been a mentor to all of you. You're so lucky to have her, you know, as a mentor. I mean, I had to go hire business coaches to help me, and she's here to help you. I mean, it's profound what the work she does. And then, of course, commitment is everything. And that all starts with you. It's commitment. And it's not 50% commitment. It's 110% commitment. You have to commit to this and not let anybody take your dreams away. You know, people are going to say, everybody laughed at me when I left my profession. They said, "You're doing what?" And I would say under my breath, I'm going to show these people. I'm going to show them. That made me do it. So, you know, I think you have to be so committed. And, you know, you have to have a strong belief. You have to have a strong mentor. And, you know, if you need help, ask your teammates for help. You know, there's always someone to help. Like this is mastermind is so incredible because you can ask your questions of people. It's so important. So commitment is everything in this business. It truly is. Okay, I'm going to take the slides down here. There we go. Sure, and pull this down. There we go. So I know I went on a bit, and I'm here to, and I know Deb wanted to ask a few questions, or if you wanted any questions answered, but I know I gave you a lot there, but I thought I was reflecting what were the things that really made an impact on me in becoming a 10. I had to take initiative. Look in the mirror. Who's going to do it? I'm going to do it. And then you can always get some team members to join with you and help you. This is teamwork. It really is. Maybe you have a sales rep at your company that can help you. You know, you just got to reach out and find support, find help, mentor with other people.
Kathy, one of the things I love so much about what you said, I mean, I wrote it down word for word. I remember you said it the last time we had you here, but hearing it the second time, I felt like it was kind of like a slap, right? And here's what you said, right? You said that when you ask someone, you know, where are they on a scale of 1 to 10? Where are they on their commitment? And they say 7 or less. You say, what do I need to do to move you to a 10 because I only work with 10s? And here's what I absolutely love about that. I want to talk to just a second about the science behind that. What you are doing is you are setting the tone. You're setting the reticular activating system that says, how do I move you? You're not just accepting them where they are, but what you're really saying is, how can I move you from where you are to a 10? Because I only work with 10s. You're also establishing exactly who you are by saying I only work with 10s. And so what I love about this is, you know, the energy. You talked earlier about posture and why posture was so important. Girl, that's posture, right? To be able to say, right, I need to have you at 10 because I only work with 10s. I absolutely love that. And so I just wanted to kind of use that as a frame of reference. But what I'd like to do real quick is if everybody goes to page 5, you might have been writing down a whole lot of things that you heard. Kathy, I'm going to re-ask you, right? We're going to go around this business mindset cycle. I'm going to ask you to give me just one for every category. And then I want everybody else to pop in and say, here's all the things I heard Kathy say, because I told them this assignment before we started. So let's go. So what's the core belief? Because you did say, you know, every master was once a disaster and you were a disaster at one point, but obviously that's not true now. So my question is, what's the core belief you possess now as a 10 that makes you truly unstoppable? What is that core energy?
I would say my core energy is belief. I believe and mindset. You know, I work on my head. I still work on my head all the time. You know, and it's just the belief is so, you know, you've seen other people do it, you can do it. I mean, I think it's a core belief is belief, and posture, is essential for your success. And then you can borrow belief from other people.
Right. And so tell me what the belief is. I know you're saying belief, but what is the core belief that you possess about yourself that makes you unstoppable? What is that?
Oh, I have totally confidence that I was going to achieve my dreams and goals through this profession. Total confidence that I was going to do it. It was all my mindset. It was in my core. It was in my heart that I was going to do it. I would never fail.
That's what I'm looking for. So there's this core energy, right? This core energy that says, I absolutely will achieve this dream. Failure is not an option. Nothing other than living this. And you didn't just say it, didn't just make a vision board, you believed it. How did you get there? Tell me, how did you move from disaster to that master that said,
I practiced, Deb, like when I had to do a speech, I practiced. I got coaching, speaking lessons from certain people. I listened to other people. I took notes on different things, and I just got better each time. It's gradual steps. But before you do a presentation, you really need to know how to open the room, have that energy, have that confidence. Practice, and
good. And so from that knowing, that core absolute knowing, right? What do you think the thoughts are that run through your mind all the time as you're moving through your day that came from that core belief that said, non-negotiable, absolutely? What are the core thoughts then that keep going?
Well, it's in your core that you're going to be successful. I mean, you need to really, really believe it yourself. You have to visualize it. You have to manifest it. You have to surround yourself with positive people. You're going to have to eliminate people sometimes. You need to have a group of people that are surrounding you that build that belief. So that's essential for your success. Some people are naysayers, and I just don't stand for naysayers in my life anymore. I
love that. I love that. I don't stand for naysayers. That's brilliant, Kathy. That's brilliant. So tell me about the emotions, right? What are the emotions you have now? And maybe tell me how they differ from where you were when you were a disaster. When at the beginning, when you tell your story and you start talking about this place, you sounded from the description uncertain, low confidence, maybe low self-esteem. But what is it now? What was it then? What is it now as far as the emotional state? And how did you make that change?
Well, I really worked on my head a lot, Deb. I did a lot of affirmations when I work out, when I would run. I would feed my head with positive thoughts. I'm going to do this. I'm going to have an amazing day. I'm going to attract people into my business. I'm unstoppable. And, and you visualize that. And that's what you need to do. You always need to keep working on it and get yourself in that state. I did not know how to get myself into that state until I went and listened to a Tony Robbins event, and he helped me learn how to get in the state. And that was with high energy music and dancing, and I still do it, and then you have power moves too. Like, a power move is something, this is my power move. And it gets me focused. Yeah. I have a power move. I'm going to go, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And it changes your state. We have to change our state and build your confidence. And then you start singing the right words.
Yeah. I love it. I love that. So when you get yourself in the right emotional state, and then you move into action, what I'm looking for is what kind of action. So you said, I'll let you say it.
Okay.
Tell me the action.
Yeah. So when you need to start talking to people, enrolling people, texting people, voice text is one of the best things ever invented. I never ever type a long text out. I voice text or voice memo if they don't have that on their phone. So, you block out an hour and then you have your list and you start contacting people or your people that have responded to your posts on Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. You're going to reach out. You have to be intentional in that hour, reach out, first 30 minutes. I mean, you can reach out, Deb, to so many people very, very quickly.
Yep.
With voice text, and then you follow up in the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, brilliant. You said enroll 6 every month, spend 80% of your time in connecting with new people, right?
That's right. Or your people's people. So if I disenrolled you, I'd say, Deb, who are 10 people you know that have a burning desire, that want to diversify their income? Who do you know? Let's call them, let's get them on the phone. And you look at, I'll do the talking for you. And they have to have confidence in you, though. It takes a while to build that confidence in their sponsor. That's why that interview is so important. It's so important, builds that relationship.
Right. I love that. So here's one of the things I just want everybody to know. Kathy has given you the strategy conversation today, kind of the how-to. She's given you scripts. She's giving you interview questions. I love those, by the way. Those are really powerful. She's giving you all of this detail. And then the bottom line is simply this, right? The rest of what you're going to get this weekend is the confidence to make that happen. The confidence to use those skills, right? Those scripts, those techniques, those tools. Because what typically happens to so many people, I know you know this, Kathy, is they come to a training like yours, right? They go to a company training, they get all of the how-tos, and the how-tos are given to them by mentors, by upline, by powerful people who have been incredibly successful. And then what they do, right, is they take that information and look at it and go, can't do it, won't do it, I'm not enough to do it, I don't know how to do it, right? And that story is the story that is tripping them up. It isn't that they don't have it. It isn't that they don't know it. It's that they're not doing it. So what would you say?
Well, I would say you need to practice your story. I practiced it in front of the bathroom mirror. I did it over and over and over again. You need to be able to tell the company story in a succinct, why this is the best company with the best products. You might have to write it out, or maybe your sponsor, record them, write it out, practice it. But I practiced my story over and over and over again till my son said, "Oh, I have to hear that again." But that's what I'm talking about. And then you need to be able to tell the company why you're so excited about it, the life-changing things. You're a good storyteller. And that's why these trainings that Deb does are essential. And that's why your company trainings are essential. You'll hear other people's stories. You can tell other stories. Gosh, I just got off the phone. I heard this lady, and it's amazing what's happened to her because of our company. And people love stories. So keep all those stories. You just have to be a good storyteller and tell it with conviction and passion. It's so important.
I agree. And, you were talking about a story of saying, I work with this amazing team. And I just got to tell you a personal story, because you probably don't even know this, but when one of my sponsors recruited me into one of my experiences, he said, well, I have a direct line to the owner of the company. Guess who he put on the phone? You. And I have to tell you that in that conversation, right, I was like, whoa, right? My guy has the posture to get the owner on the phone, and then took me to the corporate offices, introduced me. I was blown away. Talked about a story. I never knew what his rank was or what he was making. All I knew is this is the guy that had the connections, and he was going to be my direct sponsor in getting me where I wanted to go. Man, that posture works.
That is so true. I mean, and maybe your company has events online. You can have your people on, or maybe invite them over to your house so they can see the culture. Yep. Community. It's so important. Bringing people to events, your company events. People are starting to have them again. Thank goodness.
Yeah. Kathy, one last thing before we're going to close up today. And I think I know the answer, but I just got to ask this. If you had to list, well, if you had to give us just one priority, one definition of a top 10, one, if you were going to identify the one critical component, you've said it a million times, I just want you to say it again, what is it in what you are looking for, right, as a 10? What am I looking for? What's the number one characteristic or top component?
You're looking for people that have a burning desire. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for people that want it, that just have to have it, that will do what it takes. And out there, they are out there and they're waiting, just waiting for you to tell them about your company. And who doesn't want to start an online business right now? That's the way the world is going. Everything's online. They can do this from the comfort of their home, but they have to have a burning desire. That is it. I had a burning desire. I hated my profession. I wanted out. I was burned out. My neck was going back. So those are the kind of people that you want, people that will do whatever it takes.
There's so many times I work with someone and they say, my friend, she would be perfect at this. And I'm like, not enough. But she's got all the skill sets. And I will say, not enough. But she's got this and she's got that and she would be amazing. And I always look at all that and I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't matter. That's not the bottom line. And today when you kept hitting that over and over and over, I thought, yeah, that's got to be at the top of the list. Someone who will make it happen no matter what. I was like that. You were like that, right? There are those that would just say, I got to do whatever it takes right now. I remember my story was I was teaching and coaching and I loved my profession, spent years obviously getting my degree and perfecting my talent in it. And I did the math one day, how much I was making an hour as a coach. I was making 32 cents an hour, Kathy, 32 cents an hour as a coach. And I thought, okay, this may be a wonderful profession and I may be a servant leader and I'm changing lives. Yes, but I can't pay the bills. And you're right, in this environment, people who have said no before because they wanted to stay with a, secure job, all of a sudden those jobs don't look so secure. All of a sudden that just show up, 8 to 5 isn't really the ideal anymore. The world is changing and the world is changing in our favor, in our direction. And so, yes, now tell me this, right? If I'm looking for somebody with a burning desire, who must I be? You need to, if you're looking for someone with a burning desire, you need to, have that burning desire too, because like attracts like, Deb, I don't know, but no matter how big I got, I wanted to do more because when you get to a certain point, you wanted to help your people lift them up. And so it just keeps you charging. So you're looking at leaders. So you must be, if you really want to show up as a 10, you must be someone who has a burning desire. You can't just show up. You can't just wake up. You got to get up and relight that fire every single day. Find that burning desire every day. And yeah, we know, big vision, find your why. And we're going to learn some techniques for turning on that fire, right? Firing everything up this weekend. You guys are going to love that. So Kathy, just for fun, what's your next burning desire?
Oh my gosh, my next burning desire. Well, my goal is to help this entire race, this entire profession up, and to help people like are on this line achieve their dreams and goals. I get excited when I see someone lit up and they have success. And that's what I live for, is watching the new class come in, the new people come in, and they see the vision and they see the light and they see there's a better way than going to that 9-to-5 job. So, I'm turning 70 this year, and it's amazing that I'm still doing this. I've done it for 30 years and I love what I do and I'll keep doing it so I can't.
Kathy, we love and adore you. We so appreciate you coming and sharing your wisdom,
70.
your heart. We can so feel your energy, your
Okay, I'm gonna end it there.
70 years old.
I
Seriously?
know. She is, yeah, almost 70, and she's been doing this for 30 years. So I know when I saw that too, I'm like, okay, I guess I have a ways to go.
Wow. Okay.
But that just goes to show she's been in 3 companies, and Seth too. He's been, how many times has he built these organizations? So when we look at where we have been in the last how many years and where we're at, we have a ways to go too. And I think we're just we get so caught up into, oh, I'm not there yet. Demand so much from ourselves, thinking, we're not, where we want to be yet. But it's okay, because like you said, it's the journey and we're all learning as we go. And I'm just going to stop the screen share, stop the recording, so that if you guys, so we can, stop the share and stop the recording. So